Nigeria has the largest economy and is the biggest oil producer on the African continent. But not much of that wealth gets to its workforce and population at large. To boost economic well-being, President Bola Tinubu's government has inaugurated a tripartite committee to propose a new minimum wage, urging collective bargaining in good faith, emphasizing contract adherence, and encouraging wide consultations.
Our objective should be to support the basic social protection flow for all Nigerian workers, considering the sustainable payment capacity of each tier of government and other employers or businesses. I express this viewpoint because the minimum wage represents the least amount of compensation an employee should receive for their labor, and as such, it should be rooted in social justice and equity. I hope that the results of your deliberations will be consensual and acceptable to all parties involved.
We shall, by the grace of God, Your Excellency, make some extensive consultations with broad spectrum of stakeholders to be able to arrive at a new national minimum wage that is fair, practical, implementable, and sustainable for the good of our people and our country.
According to the government, the 37-member negotiating committee's mandate extends beyond determining mere wage increases.
We want a very, very realistic approach based on certain conventions, based on the reality of the Nigerian economy, based also on what you have in our neighboring countries.
I will need to assure you that even the private sector have always been ahead in terms of having a much, much higher minimum wage. So it is for us to support a process that allows some measure of improvement in what we have paid to those who work to make this country great.
The Minister of State for Labour and Employment emphasizes a commitment to swift negotiations before the current 30,000 naira wage expires. However, a caution is expressed by some people about the potential economic impact, warning of possible purchasing power erosion.
Nobody's going to sleep on this job because everything we're going to do, we must finish by before 1st of April. So there's no delay because it's something that is backed by the law and we must obey the law of the land.
While we are talking about minimum wage, I think the government on their own side has to think on how to bring down the price of commodities in the market. If a worker is paid 1 million naira as a minimum wage and the bag of rice is 900,000, the 1 million naira still has no meaning.
Experts say the biggest obstacle towards implementation is that of government at the sub-national levels. Many states have continued to owe workers and failed to implement the last minimum wage agreed 5 years ago.
We don't want to preempt the outcome of this meeting, but you need to understand that the subnationals also have challenges and that the federal government, in its own wisdom, have brought the subnationals into perspective. And this discussion will be done together with the subnationals, so I'm not sure challenge.
The organised labour, which proposed a 200,000 naira minimum wage last year when the petrol subsidy was removed, underscores the severity of the nation's current economic challenges. Yet, it remains uncertain whether they will insist on the proposed amount.
We've had a lot of minimum wage negotiations over the years, but this one will stand out. It will stand out because we have never seen a time like this in Nigeria. So this is a period where people are passing through pains, people are passing, in fact, the purchasing power of an average Nigerian workers, and indeed, the entire Nigerian masses has been eroded. So we are going to put on our thinking cap and we are going to press to get the best for the working people of Nigeria.
I think what is going to happen is commitment from the government and the negotiators. If the workers today are expectant, they want a robust minimum wage, I believe there won't be any rigidity coming from the angle of the government. So I'm in line with what my TUC president said.
The 37-member negotiating committee, chaired by former head of the Civil Service of the Federation, includes representatives from labor unions, private sector employers, and government officials at various levels. The stakes are high as Nigerian workers grapple with the reality of diminished pay in the face of escalating living costs. The committee wasted no time today and commenced deliberations. But the nation is eager to see results, especially how traders and service providers react, given the past patterns of wage increases impacting prices. From the presidential villa, Adesuwa Omorwan, Arise News.